So it is day 2 of jury deliberations in Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York City. And as we await a possible verdict from this jury, it's clear that the panic has really settled in for MAGA Republicans. They've changed their media strategy from saying, yeah, no, he's going to be acquitted on all charges, he's perfectly innocent, there's no worry, to, yeah, we think he's going to be found guilty on a bunch of charges, but it's a sham. The trial was rigged from the beginning. They are laying the foundation already to deny the results of this trial. And once again, we don't know what the verdict's going to be. It could be a hung jury, it could be not guilty, it could be guilty, but clearly the MAGA Republicans have a feeling as to how this trial and how this verdict is going to go. So I have a couple of posts to show you from some high-ranking Republicans, including Marjorie Taylor Greene and a VP contender for Donald Trump, and it's just such insanity. So the first post I want to show you is from Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the most, if not the most, insane member of Congress. She is always on Donald Trump's side, no matter what the issue is. And she said on Twitter today, "I've been saying from the beginning, we will vote for Donald J. Trump even if he's in jail. A wrongful conviction will be a landslide for Trump and prove to America that Democrats are the party of corruption, communism, and tyrants. Go ahead, pull the curtains back." So again, I said this about Donald Trump recently, but she's using a lot of buzzwords. Her vocabulary is maybe 10 words. That's being very generous to Marjorie Taylor Greene. But let's just break this down really quickly. She is saying that she will vote for Donald Trump even if he's in jail. Even if Donald Trump is convicted of 34 felony charges and he's sitting in jail behind bars for breaking the law extensively, she's like, you know what? That doesn't matter to me. I think it's perfectly okay. Remember, this is the party that claims to be the party of law and order. They claim to stand up for the law, and they claim to stand up for police officers and law enforcement across the nation, but simultaneously, some of their highest-ranking members and most popular members, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, is saying, no, I don't care about the law as long as it's Donald Trump breaking it. If Trump breaks the law, I will still vote for him. He could break any law. He could have as many felony convictions as they want. I'm still going to vote for him. That is the kind of loyalty that you get in like dictatorships or cults. And it's been pretty consistent in the Republican Party as they've changed from, moderate Republicans and conservatives to full-blown MAGA lunatics. And the second part of her statement I find maybe the most comical part of what she said today. A wrongful conviction will bring a landslide for Trump and prove to America that Democrats are the party of corruption, communism, Really? The Democrats are the party of tyrants and corruption and communism? Are you joking? Are you serious? The corruption in the Republican Party is remarkable. Like, you have these Republican members of Congress who take huge money from these outside groups that have them vote in a certain way on like really good policy. So they have these groups who will lobby them, like the NRA, to vote against common sense gun regulation, or they'll have these like fossil fuel groups lobbying them to not vote in favor of climate regulation, common sense climate regulation. Don't talk to us about corruption. Please spare me. Donald Trump recently promised fossil fuel executives that he will roll back regulations and give them a bunch of tax benefits if they give $1 billion to his campaign. Clear and open day corruption. Spare me. And the tyrants, my God, the irony is right over her head. The only tyrant that's operating in modern American politics right now that has a chance of coming to power is Donald Trump. That's the only tyrant that's operating right now. But the whole a wrongful conviction will lead to a landslide? Are you kidding me? Your average American is not going to vote for Donald Trump if he's convicted of a bunch of felonies. The only people who look at a felony conviction and say, you know what, that's my guy. I didn't like him before, but now I do because he's broken the law and proven to have done it, are lunatics. The only people who are saying that are crazy. No average American, no independent, no moderate Democrat, moderate Republican is saying, you know what, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump now when I wasn't previously because he is a convicted felon. The self-awareness with Marjorie Taylor Greene is just not present. Not present. She has no idea what's happening in the world around her, no idea of the irony of her statements. And she just puts stuff like this out every single day. And it's clear that she's panicking a little bit here, as I mentioned, right? It once again, is pivoted from, hey, he's innocent, to now, oh, I will still vote for him even if he's a convicted felon. She went from saying, oh, these charges are bogus, and once they get into trial, it'll be proven, and the jury's going to side with him like that. It will take 5 minutes for the jury to come back. Now it's, oh, I'm still going to vote for him. A wrongful conviction, right? A wrongful conviction is going to happen, and I'm still going to vote for him even if he's in jail. The panic, the worry is starting to settle in, and even someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene can see that the evidence for Donald Trump is not great, and the prosecution has him in a tough spot. So that's just Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's just a lunatic in Congress. The next post I want to show you is from one of Donald Trump's VP contenders, Republican Senator Tim Scott, someone who, again, as of late, has praised Donald Trump's every word. Everything he says, Tim Scott's in line with. So on Twitter or X today, again, don't know what we're calling it these days, he put out this post saying, a friendly reminder that this trial is a sham, a spectacle, a stunt, a politically motivated circus in an effort to engineer an election and keep Donald Trump off of the campaign trail. A sham, a spectacle, a stunt, really, a politically motivated circus, he calls it. All right, Tim. So when the prosecution has signed checks from Donald Trump, they have different Trump organization documents where some of the officials in that organization were writing down the numbers for Michael Cohen's reimbursement, clearly showing that it was not a retainer. When they have Donald Trump on audio with Michael Cohen talking about paying off Karen McDougal to keep her quiet, they have witness testimony from people closest to Donald Trump, such as David Pecker, Hope Hicks, and Michael Cohen when he worked at the Trump organization. That's a stunt. That's a sham, that's a spectacle, or maybe they actually have good evidence that Donald Trump committed a crime. Documents don't lie. Documents don't lie. Those are the star witnesses of the case, the documents that prove that Donald Trump falsified them to help his election prospects in 2016. See what it's so remarkable what they're doing. It's like a coordinated effort. They're trying to downplay the significance of this case, as they've been doing so the entire time, but especially now, since the jury is deliberating, calling it a sham, a spectacle, they're totally ignoring the evidence, and they're once again trying to undermine our justice system. They have this guy. They have him. They have the evidence against him. Documents don't lie. Documents don't lie. And they're trying to basically gaslight the American people and their side of the aisle into saying, you shouldn't believe the documents. You shouldn't believe Donald Trump's own voice. You shouldn't believe his own tweets. And you shouldn't believe his employees' own handwriting and their testimony. That's the whole tactic from MAGA right now. Just lie. Just anything. Just say anything. Just go out there and push whatever conspiracy theory you want, whether it be about the jury instructions, whatever it is, just go. Say it. And hopefully somebody will buy it, and hopefully voters won't believe it. Hey, breaking news for all the MAGA Republicans out there. We're not having it. The American people see this for what it is. They have a lot of evidence against Donald Trump, and we will accept the verdict from the jury, whether it's a hung jury, whether it's guilty, whether it's innocent, because we don't undermine the justice system. But the American people, independent of this trial, can see the evidence against Donald Trump, and we know that it's pretty strong. So yeah, that's what MAGA and Republicans are up to these days. They're trying to gaslight us into believing their version of the trial, not the actual version of the trial, which is based on fact. But what's new? This is what MAGA and these Republicans do all the time. And especially with these similar actors, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tim Scott, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on of the Republicans who are trying to downplay and undermine this trial. But it is what it is. We'll fight through it. So I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. We're so close to 40,000 subscribers. It's crazy. I appreciate you. Also, drop a like on the video. Comment. Please let me know what you think about all of this. And look, as I always say, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.